maybe I should. We have a special guest. Well, she ain't really that special,
I
but
am the most special thing in her goddamn life. I don't know what she talking about. I
oh,
don't know what she talking about.
she definitely inflates her presence.
Not inflated.
She definitely inflates the value of her presence because
That is fucking
what are
wild.
you talking about? But Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all who celebrate and things. Christmas, like I don't know, the holiday season, like today, it just feels like a regular day. Tomorrow's gonna feel like a regular day,
It's
and
definitely giving regular.
I don't know if people really talk about that enough. Like how
Hmm.
much of a regular day it truly feels like once you become an adult and you don't, especially, well, I'll add this caveat, especially if you and your family are not the type of people that do things together or that like really celebrate the holiday, or if you're not that close to your family for real,
Yeah.
like nobody really mentions how much of a regular day it is, how much of a regular day the holidays are. It's actually like I don't feel very festive.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's it's one of those things. I work at a school, so like all December after Thanksgiving, all we're talking about is Christmas, 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 Christmas. But that's because like I'm working around kids, so they're excited about it. But like I come home, I didn't decorate this year. I kept saying I was going to. I did not decorate at all. At best, I put Christmas background music on like vlogs that I posted, but I didn't do nothing fucking festive.
Literally.
Nothing, nothing. But I feel like we getting older, so it's like we have to make those memories. Like for instance, I always say I don't care if I'm making just hot dogs for a holiday. Like I still want to be able to celebrate it, acknowledge that today, is a holiday. But outside of that, I feel like once me and Anthony start having kids and we have a reason to celebrate it, go crazy with certain holidays, I feel like it'd change a little bit for us. But
Yeah.
right now, it just gives what's today? Tuesday, Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday.
Yeah, it just gives regular. Like that's it.
I don't know. I just ain't. I like Thanksgiving. We didn't really do nothing, but we've never been a Thanksgiving family. Like that's not a holiday that we actually really celebrated, even as kids. Like yeah, we ate food. We ate. We did that, but it wasn't
Yeah.
something where it was like really festive. And then Christmas, shit, we stopped celebrating.
Not them yelling.
Damn, we
Okay,
stopped.
ghetto.
We stopped celebrating Christmas when I was like 13 or 14. So like,
Damn.
yeah, real young. We stopped giving gifts. We stopped getting gifts when we were like 12, 13, 14. So Christmas has just always been just another day. It hasn't really been anything that we just really were like, yay. I look forward to it now because I get the day off, but
Yeah.
that's about it. But anyways, Merry Christmas, people.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Somebody said, why did you wait, hold on. You got a comment. Why did you stop? Stop what?
Hi, Ricky. Oh, watching from Japan. Okay, why did I stop? Because my window is open and it was very loud outside. That's why I stopped. To everybody that's to the four people, that's two people that's in here.
There's 10 people in here.
10
Hey.
people.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Hey
why'd I stop
y'all.
celebrating? Well, I mean, there's a whole lot of that goes into that. But long story short, there was one Christmas where we didn't get a gift because my mom was not around for us. For my mom was incarcerated. My mom was in jail. We just gonna say that. My mama had went to jail for like a few days. So there was a Christmas, and she and during that time period, Christmas just so happened to fall. So like she was in jail for that time frame or whatever,
Yeah.
and from that day forward, we didn't celebrate after that. Like it just wasn't. And then like that time period of my life, like not to put too much of my business out here or whatever, but that time period of life, it didn't really feel there was no cause for celebration. There was nothing that we were celebrating.
Yeah.
It was really one of those things where it was just like, I really want to get the fuck away from here because this is not an environment that I can thrive in, or this is not an environment where I feel comfortable. I just feel very much on edge
Yeah.
looking back at that time frame. So it was like, it was just, I wasn't 13 or 14. I think I was probably a little bit older than that when we stopped celebrating, but it was somewhere around there. But I just remember being like, this is not the um this really don't feel worthy of of a celebration.
Yeah, it
And
don't make you
then
feel warm and fuzzy when you got like real life stuff going on. It
yeah,
it,
and the
it
one
doesn't make it exciting anymore.
yeah, and the one time when we did get gifts, we were an angel tree family. So by that time we were like 16, 17. We were old enough. We were getting grown. But even still, like it was cool, but it did not fix the underlying issues that we have been struggling with for the past few years.
We were
And
me and Quentin became Angel Tree kids. I think I was in the fifth. He was like in the no, I was like in the fourth. He was like in second grade, something like that.
yeah,
First,
when we were kids, my mom was of the notion that, well, I'm not gonna go out here and take anything from people who actually need it. I have the money, I can afford to do it, so we'll do it. And then we're kids, so it's like a lot of times the stuff that she could get us was cheap.
yeah,
Sometimes though, I ain't gonna even hold y'all, my mama would procrastinate and would just go and go buy shit because you waited to the last minute and
yeah.
everything we wanted was sold out. So sometimes it was that, but most of the time, like, we were kids, she was working as
Hmm.
well, and then the dude that she was with at the time that he was working. So it was just like we can afford to get them Christmas gifts. So it's not a thing of we need to go put ourselves with the Salvation Army and do the angel trees and do all, like, I'm not gonna do that because I have the funds to be able to I have the means. But
Somebody
when we
said if
got
you have kids, are you gonna celebrate?
I don't plan on having any kids actually.
If Leah end up pregnant, child.
If I end up pregnant,
Hot girl
to
summer was
Illinois
too
I
fucking
go.
hot. No, somebody asked her in the chat if she got pregnant. Well, if she have kids, like is she gonna celebrate Christmas? And I'm like, if Kalia get pregnant, man, hot girl summer.
Shit. You know how many that's gonna be the day I take shots.
For real.
Cheers. But I don't want kids, honestly. But like if like my nieces and nephews, I would celebrate it with them. I would do it for them because at the end of the day, I do like giving gifts and I like to see the reactions that people get
Hmm.
when they open up their gifts. So if anything, I would do it for my nieces and nephews. Like those would be my kids. But having kids on my own? No.
I couldn't see Leah as a mom, not because like she ain't got qualities to. Because Leah's a good person, y'all. Like I ain't trying to hype her head up too much. But Leah is a good ass person, so
Girl,
it's
fuck
like
you.
it's like if she did become a mom, like Leah be just fine. She'd be
I think
just
I will be
fine.
fine, but I just know that there is a lot that goes into being a mom, being a
Hmm.
parent, and I like it. There's a lot riding on you, and like it really is you being a parent. Sometimes where your child comes out is a reflection of who you are as a person. Sometimes,
Yeah.
but then you also have to understand that your child gets older and they also go out into the world, and so you are not their only influence too. So you have to be prepared for the fact that they might not turn out to be a decent human being, or you
Hmm.
might have to prepare yourself for the fact that, like, you did all you could, and
Hmm.
you have to know that you did the best you could and you taught them what you knew, and you hope that your best was actually good enough and that you didn't
Yeah.
traumatize nobody, because that it's just a lot being a parent. So I recognize that. And I think from like 12, I knew, actually, I don't want to be a mom. So, yeah.
I think at
But
12 I felt that too, but it changed for me.
yeah, I mean, maybe, but I don't count on it. If it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, I'm fine with that. I don't feel like it's a thing where my life won't be complete if I didn't have kids. I got enough nieces and nephews where it's just like, who needs a kid, you know?
Hmm.
But Yeah, I would celebrate it with my with them. If I had god kids, if somebody ever made me a godmom, whomever that may be, I would celebrate it with them. But it's, and if I got a partner who was very festive and like the holidays, then I would do that. But like it's not that I don't like celebrating it. It's just like I don't really feel, being an adult sometimes can suck the joy out of shit. Cause like
Yeah.
it's not all fun and games for real. It's really it actually kind of I feel a little bit lied to because y'all didn't tell me all this shit.
Mhm. Being an adult can sometimes feel like a constant cycle of responsibilities. Like there's
Yes,
always something going on. You always have something happening. There's always a bill. And I feel like as an adult, that's when you have to realize, like, that's when you have to set things into place to make joy in your life. Like you have to literally pencil in Sunday at 2 o'clock, I'm doing this. Because if not,
literally.
you might not do it. Like I already told myself when my nail glue comes on Saturday, I already plan on like getting the other parts of my spa day out the way, but I'm gonna pamper myself all day. I have a face mask, an eye mask, a foot mask. I'm gonna exfoliate my body. Like I have to
Where did you
pencil
get
that
your
into my
face
life.
mask from?
It was a Christmas gift from Supreme, so I have no idea.
Oh,
No
I've been
clue.
looking for one to use for my skincare. But I haven't. I've been doing research, like reading up on one. They say that like the Korean skincare thing is like their entire skincare is really good. Depending on whatever brand you get, Medicube seems to be popular. But I haven't. I don't want to buy shit just because people say it's good. I was trying to read the comments see if I had
Korean
to.
skincare is good. I personally have one Korean skincare item, and I think it's a cleanser company sent to me. So I haven't bought anything else. I remember when Snail Mucin, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Listen, that shit looks disgusting. I'm not putting that on my face. And I kept having companies ask me did I want to try their snail product. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I'm sure it can do miracles on my skin, but absolutely not. Mm-mm. Then all them people talking about some, we're slugging, we're gonna slug, and they put in unnecessary amounts
Vaseline.
of like, yeah, Vaseline, thick ass lotions. I'm like, you don't need that much. I promise, a little bit goes a long way. So I'm glad the other races realized that that shit was stupid then. It's stupid now, and it didn't make any sense. Mm-mm. Damn near put a whole tube of fucking what
But
was that stuff Jergens on her arm talking about some I'm slugging guys, look at me. What do you mean, bitch? Waste of
like, what
product.
the hell? That I don't know. They just be doing shit to do shit. But I've
Uh-huh.
been looking for a face mask for a long time. For a minute now. And I haven't found one. I be real picky about stuff that, especially if I'm gonna put it on my body or something like that. I don't just want to get shit just because people say, "Oh, it's really good and it really works," and it's just like, yeah, but it's gonna work for me though.
Hmm.
And I don't want to give myself problems, especially with your skin. I don't want to give myself problems that I wouldn't have had, that I don't already have. Like I don't have. At the most, I might get a little hormonal acne, and I might have some discoloration, dark spots, whatever, the typical hyperpigmentation, typical shit, but not I don't want to give myself nothing else that I didn't have initially.
Yeah.
So
I am huge on not getting chemical burns from products. That's why I become such a creature of habit. It's like as soon as I find something that skincare wise or a brand that just works on my skin, I
I
stick
stick
with
with it.
that. Like
Uh-huh.
right now, I've been filtering between Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Good Molecules. Those products work great on my skin. And I don't want to try all these different things, like you put too much, you do too much at one time, you could fuck up your whole skin. I don't need lifelong scarring on my face because I wanted to try something cute and trendy. Mm-mm. It ain't that damn deep to me. At
Where are the
all.
goddamn comments? I used to be able to read them. Now I can't see them.
Sometimes they disappear. Right now, we don't have no new comments.
Oh, that's probably why, because I don't see none. Um, I'm trying to think what I want to do this weekend. I'm not sitting in the house this weekend. I refuse.
I rebuke it, Jesus. Rebuke it.
To watching. Okay. I refuse to sit in the house this weekend. I need to go do something. Even if I go see the housemaid by myself, that'll be something that I do. Only thing with like coming into um my building is that sometimes there are people that are outside of the building that kind of be in the way.
Mhm.
And it's just like,
Girl, you start swiping that cane fast enough, motherfucker gonna have to move.
oh, they'll move eventually. They definitely will
You
move.
good, babe?
Hell no.
Babe, what are you doing? What do you mean, yeah? What are you doing? Nigga sound like he in there having a fight with a fucking ice machine.
He might be having a fight with the ice machine. Um, I'm gonna tell TikTok to take me off of the side of their app where men hate women, where men do not like women.
Mhm.
I don't know how I even got over there. And for 2026, actually I'm gonna start this year. I ain't gonna even say I'm gonna wait till 2026, but I'm really gonna make a conscious effort to spend my spare time when I'm not doing schoolwork or if I have like time in between to not scroll on social media so much, not be so tapped in because like that overwhelms you.
It
But
is.
I've been on the side of TikTok, like I've been seeing videos of men reacting to other men's videos who say that they don't want to be a provider for a woman and that when they get with a woman's gonna continue to do what she been doing. They're not gonna they're not there to be an ATM. You know, men that really it's like, okay, if you don't like the woman enough to do that, just say that. But
Yeah.
don't paint it out to make it seem like all women are gold diggers. And one man got on there that I saw, he was reacting to another man's video where they was talking about not wanting to be a provider and how it's a trap. He was like, I mean, bro, why wouldn't you want to provide for your lady?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. I like providing. I like making my woman's life easier.
Yeah.
Like it's and then y'all are so there it's so and that just proves the point of like people what women say about men, they're so transactional.
Yeah.
What am I getting out of it? What the fuck you mean? What are you getting out of it? What are you talking about? Ass ain't enough? Damn.
Well, I feel like when it comes to a man not wanting to provide, now I have a man that does provide. That that's something that I don't want to say that was a top requirement, but when in the process, because Anthony seems to think that we dated. We did not fucking date. We were talking, and then we became boyfriend girlfriend. We were
And
never
dove
dating.
right into there was no there
There
was
was no
no
dating
transitional stage.
at all. We went from we think about it to full on relationship. But one thing that we talked about a lot of is like expectations in the relationship and going into some of these relationships. Some of these people don't have those conversations. Like
Mhm.
Quentin, my little brother, ooh, excuse me, he was with this girl almost a year, I want to say. And one time, me and her sat down and have a conversation about like how he doesn't like open up, he doesn't talk, and I'm like, what do you mean he don't open up? What do you mean he doesn't talk to you? And she's like, well, he doesn't really tell me about his day. He doesn't really talk to me about anything. I'm like, so what the fuck? Like, how
Y'all
do
just
y'all
being there fucking.
communicate? Yeah. And she's like, well, we kind of just go day to day, and I'm like, absolutely not. Like you have to set standards and you have to let somebody know this is how you're going to treat me. This is what I'm going to do. This is what you're not going to do. This is what I'll accept. This is what I will not accept. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you gotta have those
Like as a
conversations.
woman, you set the tone for the emotional side
Mhm.
of the relationship. Like you kind of set the tone for the type of energy you want to see, you want to bring to the relationship, right?
Yeah.
And then like but there's also a tone that a man sets, but I think the man starts it off though. When if you're going to approach the woman, you kind of are setting the tone for how your interaction is going to go, whether it's going to stay in this moment or if it's going to go further than that and potentially blossom into something more.
Mhm.
And once it blossoms into something more and the pursuit starts, then you as the woman will set the tone to say, okay, we're gonna keep doing this. This is what I expect. This is what I want.
Mhm.
This is what I require. And then as women, like we're not above standards. Like men have standards too, and that'll never, that and that's fine. Even though some of them standards are more of a slave mentality, you want servitude than an actual some men want servitude more than an actual
And
woman. But
some men in real life still got mommy issues.
yeah, but
Like,
like
real, real.
women aren't above men aren't above having standards. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, if you expect this,
Mhm.
I expect XYZ, this, that, and the third. Um, so that's not even an issue. But the issue is that, like you said, nobody dates anymore. And I mean
Mm.
properly dates. Like everybody be so ready to jump in the bed, or everybody be so ready to just, get them some or get their nut off that it's just like you don't really take the time to like get to know a person for real or really take the time to see if you're actually compatible. I think
Mhm.
what we end up doing is we see things in them that we like about ourselves, and that's what we end up falling for. And we
Mhm.
don't get to see the actual person for like who they are outside of, the things that they show us.
Yeah.
And, like, with that dude, he like, "I don't understand, like, y'all men are weird as hell.
Yeah.
Y'all are talking about what you get out of the situation. What do you mean? When you provide for a woman, you make her life easier, that makes your life easier. That makes her more willing to want to do things for you so that you don't have to worry about certain shit.
Mhm.
Like, what are you
Like,
talking about?"
oh, that reminds me of a video that I saw on TikTok the other day, and this girl was like, "How as a man you can sit here and say I want a meal when I come home? Now we both leaving out at the same time to work. We both leave out around 6 o'clock to go to work. We both come home around the same time every single day. Why must I come home from my busy day every single day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and feed the whole household? I'm making sure all the kids is taken care of, and you are just there." It's like that person is very much single and in a relationship. And she was like, now why would I, be submissive to a man that's like that, who's not helping me at all? She said, now, if we chose days, okay, I'm gonna cook on these days, you gonna cook on these days we're gonna go out to eat. If that's already set in place, okay, that schedule's already done. This is who's gonna manage the kids throughout the week. We're gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this with the kids. You do homework, I do bath. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta give each other those like list
You
of
gotta
things to do and
alternate and
not
you
to
gotta
do.
give breaks.
Yeah. So it's like, why would I be submissive to a man who's not being submissive to me, who's not providing for me? Providing don't just mean financially. And I think that's where a lot of people get things fucked up in their head, where they're like, oh, I'm not about to give a bitch my money. But why would a bitch just give her body to you and you not doing nothing for her? Like, come on now. Cause what you think you're doing in that bedroom is not, I repeat, it's not enough for you to think that you about to dog somebody out. It's no. It's not okay at
And I
all.
just I just feel like 50-50 to me is not going half on bills or anything like that. 50-50 to me is splitting the responsibilities that come about when you're in a relationship.
Mhm.
Like it's saying, it's like, okay, if you, okay, I know that we know we both work. So we need to, okay, one thing I'm not doing is taking out trash. I don't care. You may call that old school, whatever the case. I'm not taking out no trash.
Child, I have never taken out the trash the whole time we've been in this
That
apartment.
will always be your job. I am just a girl. I am too cute to be touching nasty stuff. You will take out the
Mhm.
trash. um, that'll just be your thing to do. Sorry, not sorry. But you can help wash a dish. You can clean.
Mhm.
You can cook a meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's not just, but the trash will be exclusive to you though. That's where I'm
But it
drawing the line.
definitely is one of those things where like you have to have those conversations. Like, for instance, I see a lot of discourse online where women say, I'm not in the business of teaching a man. Now, in my husband's defense, before me and him got together, he had never had his own place, just him by himself, right? So when we got together, he would ask me certain things, I would tell him certain things, I'll show him certain things. But this was a man that was working 2 jobs before we got together, working 2 jobs and doing everything he needed to do to build up to get his own place. So I saw the drive within him before he even seen it himself. Cause I was like, "Oh, yeah, you could just do this job in the morning. When you get off, just go to the other job. You don't go to sleep until around this time anyway, so it doesn't make sense that you wouldn't do that." And he was working 2 full-time fucking jobs with no problem. But I saw that, right? And I didn't judge him for it. So when we moved in together, he would ask me, "Okay, so how do y'all pay the rent? Like how do we do this?" And I told him, he did it, and
And you
boom,
don't,
he
I mean,
learned.
when you, but see, this is the thing. This is what I think women mean when they say I'm not in the business of teaching a man. Most of these men that women be getting with, hell, I think even the men of our generation that are coming of age or whatever, they don't know how to do shit. They don't know how to do nothing. Like not basic life skills. They don't know how to do no laundry. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't know how to do the basic shit. And it's
Yeah, there's
like
some niggas out here still don't even wipe their ass properly.
it's like that. I think that's what they're talking about. I am not in the business of trying to mother a man or teach a man something that his mom or his people, his dad or whomever should have taught
That
him how
side
to
of
do.
it, I get. Now,
But
this
I
one came already doing all that, but it, just learning how to like properly pay a bill. Like, oh my god, I think I seen it and sent it in our group chat on Instagram, and the girl was like, she on a date with somebody, and a man asked like, well, say out loud like, oh my god, I can't find a parking spot. There's all these, it's packed in here. And to her, that's demasculating to from a man's perspective because she feels like, oh, like how dare you complain about something like this? Like, be a man, man up. And it's like, nigga, all he said was he can't find a parking spot. That shouldn't be.
yeah,
That's not demasculating because he can't find a fucking parking spot.
but you know what else I saw? I seen another video on TikTok of a woman being like, I think that we are so we she was like, we needed to hear the whole thing of women stand up for yourself. Don't let nobody treat you like shit. Leave him when wherever he got you fucked up as where you need to leave him at, essentially is what she was saying. She didn't say those
Mhm.
words, but that's basically what she was talking about. She was like, we've we've done that so much that we don't know how to forgive, or we don't know when to give grace. We be so
Mhm.
ready to leave at the drop of a hat that we have forgotten what it is for somebody to need that space and that
Mhm.
opportunity to learn and grow, right? um I don't think it's demasculating at all for him to be like, it's really packed in here. I can't find a parking spot. Shit, it's the truth. I can't find a parking
Right.
spot.
Like that is just a fact.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now, what I did see on TikTok was a woman being like, my mom always taught me, never help a man. Like, let him, if there's a problem, let him figure that out. Don't be so quick to volunteer your solutions or your ideas. He's a man. He's supposed to be able to figure that out. He's supposed to be the one to have the solution to the problem, because since they're so solution oriented and they're the ones that likes to fix things, let him figure that out. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do this and we're long distance. I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Mhm.
I'm sure you'll think of a way where we can still see each other and have our careers and da 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 da. I'm sure you'll figure that out. Um,
But
but
I
I
feel
do.
like even that's murky too.
I was about to say that. I feel like though, in certain situations, in certain scenarios, it's not solely a man's job to
Cause
figure
then
stuff
it's
out.
like that brings up the conversation of then what can he come to you for? If you're supposed to be there, be that man's backbone. Well, not be his backbone, but like be a rib for him, be his support for him. It's like if he can't come to you for certain things, then what are y'all together for? If you
And
can do it by
I think,
yourself.
yeah, and I think the advice that they're giving, they mean, like some of the advice that some of the older women give us young girls, they mean, bro, Cash App, shut up. They mean well, but like I think that they don't give us examples of when to apply it or how it's
Mhm.
applicable. So we take it and we just run with it and we try to apply it and we're like, wait a minute, we're not getting the same results. Some of that advice doesn't work though. And I
Yeah.
think it's really as similar as men are, I think that every situation still is a there still is like a thing of it depends. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like not all advice works for every scenario or every situation.
Yeah.
Now, um if if he doesn't want my help with it, that's one thing. And if he's like, well, I'm supposed to be the one to figure out how to provide and how to do this and how to do that and da da da. Okay, fine. I'll definitely let you have that. I'll let you be the one to figure all it out because that's a role that you decided to take on.
Mhm.
But I think what they're meaning to say is allow them the opportunity to brainstorm is what I think they're meaning to say. I
Mhm.
don't think they're saying never help him out because sometimes shit you just don't fucking know, and sometimes men are very like ambitious. I think they think with ambition, and sometimes they can be a bit irrational or maybe a bit one-sided in their way of thinking. And
Mhm.
you need another perspective, sometimes from the opposite sex, so that uh you can truly have an understanding of the whole picture. So I
Mhm.
think in when we take advice from women that have been through a certain women that have lived a little bit longer, women that have experienced a little bit more, we have to kind of maybe read between the lines a little bit and really try to think about what they're really trying to say because sometimes they mean well, but maybe the advice doesn't come out in the way that they intended it to come out. um
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. This whole thing about men, and then there was this one video that I saw. The man said women can't handle a man baddie. First of all, you want to be a bitch? I
The
don't
real
know.
bad.
They was like, then they had people saying a man baddie, you're gay. You're gay. You're gay. Just say you're gay. And you know what? We're not even. And they were like, I'm not. Nobody's saying it to shame you because at the end of the day, we love the girls. Like we love them down. Okay, we love when you out and proud and loud about it.
Mhm.
But y'all ain't like that. Y'all like women,
Yeah.
but want to be a bad bitch. You want to be a cutie patootie. I don't understand. I don't know. Get TikTok. Get me off that side.
All I know is like I when I first got married, I had a lot of women telling me like don't take advice from somebody's marriage that basically has gone through too many fucking challenges, right? And I was like, well, that's a wild thing to say to somebody. But the lady that told me, she was like, I'm on my fourth husband. She's like, I don't never want a woman to take advice from me. I can't figure out a good nigga if they was right in front of me. She was and I've been several marriage groups. So I was just trying to like see what the old heads was thinking. And a lot of the older women in there was like, take your marriage day by day. And that's exactly what I do. Any business that me and Anthony got going on that I'm like, "Ugh, I don't need to tell nobody that." You know what I'm saying? Like I keep that to myself. Like I saw
Mhm.
something with Kevin on stage recently and he was like, as a married person, we gatekeep. We
Hell yeah,
how
cause it's
you
a lot.
actually keep
Yes,
it, like
yeah,
how you actually staying together. You gotta gatekeep certain shit. And
yeah,
for me,
absolutely.
if one of my friends currently was getting married, I would tell them like keep that shit within. Y'all got problems, don't take it to Facebook, don't take it to social media. Like you ain't gotta let the world know. Trust and believe. It could just be between you two and God. Like hell, this year it wasn't the best between me and my husband, but social media would never fucking know that. Like y'all would never know. So it's like you gotta hold things
And even
tight.
then, not even just social media, but be careful to the people who you vent to. I told your business a little bit
Hell
on social media. I'm
yeah.
just playing. No, I didn't. But be careful to the people that you vent to as well, because even I knew she told me things about like the arguments that they were having, if any, or like any type of like just challenges they were facing. But it never left the chat that
The
we were
chat,
having.
yeah.
I ain't never going there. That's why your husband, because that's weird. Bitch should have
No.
been here. But it never gave that. It was always more of like a situation of, well, maybe it's just this and this and this and that, or maybe it's him feeling this way because of XYZ. And they had went through a really big change, like a really big transition. And mind you, they've only
Not a
been
lot.
married for 2 years. So it's like that is a lot. They had a lot happen within their 2 years of
Yeah.
marriage that was just like
And
really
statistically,
challenging.
so statistically, the first 7 years of marriage is the hardest. Anything if you can make it past 7, oh honey, you in there. And I'm talking
I've
about making it
heard
past 7 and y'all still together. Y'all ain't break up. So far, we
I'm
on
talking
good.
about I heard 1, 5, and 7 are the hardest
I
years of
believe it
marriage.
because child, that first year. Oh my god. Oh my god. That first year would go down in history. Okay, listen.
That first year was rough. Like, the w- first
Transitions
first of all,
are
the
a
way they
lot.
even transitioned from being these motherfuckers don't know shit about a transitional period. Let's just start there.
Hell no.
They went from
Go in.
talking to fucking to marriage. And when I say there was no engagement period, it's like,
Oh,
you
we
want to
was
go get
engaged for a
married?
week.
You want to get married? Yeah. Damn. Like y'all didn't even there was no period where they went from being girlfriend and boyfriend to fiance to no, they jumped straight from girlfriend, boyfriend, husband and wife. And it's like,
See, but
damn, y'all didn't have
for us, I think the reason why it was so smooth for us to do that because we had already been living together. What 3, 4 years at that point. So it was like we technically people were already thinking that me and Anthony were married. They were calling us husband and wife. And we are like, no.
but
He
I'm
was
I'm
calling
not
me wife, but I was
I'm
like,
not talking about that. I'm talking about the periods of like that normal relationships would have. You would go with first you would start out maybe just talking to each other,
mm-hmm,
for maybe a week. I don't believe in 3 weeks of talking. Shit, after you know whether or not you want to take me out on a date.
for real.
We need to meet up and get to know each other, in that way, so we can see if the vibes match.
Mm-hmm.
But you have like a short little talking stage where you'll meet up and then you'll start going on dates. And you'll
Hello.
date each other for a little bit and get to know each other in that way. Then if you feel like it's getting to be a little heated and y'all starting to feel things or whatever, then you transition from just being somebody that you're dating to somebody that you're now in a relationship with. So now you're girlfriend, boyfriend. You're still dating each other in the process, but now you've put a title on it. So now it's like, okay, we're moving towards something. Then you start to, as the relationship progresses, you start to say, okay, well, I actually want to start thinking about what the rest of our lives look like. So then you get engaged. So now you're a fiance. Then you start planning the wedding, and then eventually you get like it was not that type of process. It was we talk, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, and wife. Like I'm just like, well, goddamn. So it
See,
was
but
like,
then when we did get together, we were told by people that do not have a successful marriage. By the way, they still don't. Okay, they still do not. We were told by this couple that oh, if he don't marry you within the first 4 or 5 months, it ain't real. And I'm like, I'm getting to know this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am genuinely wanting to know who the hell he is through and
I'm first
through.
of all, it's a risk for me to let him move into my house this early in
Mhm.
our relationship, and I don't even know him. I'm sleeping next to literally a stranger every night.
We were so nervous about that. We were like, "Are we sure about this? Are we sure about this?" But I feel like this. I never wanted to call us a COVID couple because we met before COVID, but like the first within our first year, COVID did happen. So we were quarantined together. And I don't know if you saw that show on Netflix. That it was like a girl and a guy, they end up going out of town or something. They're the longest first date or something like that, I think it was. But they're married, they're together, they got a baby, the whole thing. And for them, they were in that transitional period of like, do we want to stay together? Like, okay, we're not quarantined anymore, but like what's after this? What's next? And they realized, obviously they were madly in love with each other, got the baby, got the marriage, whole thing. But I feel like for us, COVID helped us. Like we were able to still connect. We would have date nights indoors, obviously, because we couldn't go outside for real. Like we were
But
all
that's all
locked
you
in.
could do. Like COVID really showed
who can stay
the
together.
strength of people's relationships for real, because
Mhm.
it really showed if you could really stand your partner, and if you liked your partner, if you and your partner can be in the same room with each other and actually enjoy each other's company. And
And my husband's very funny, so it was easy to do.
I think when you're for me, I was already I started detaching from the relationship like 6 to 9 months before.
Mhm.
So for me, it was just a matter of cutting off communication.
Mhm.
That's what it was for me. And I knew like 2 or 3 months before. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna break up with him. I don't know when, but I'm gonna. I kept seeing shit on social media about breaking up with with guys and men and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna break up with him because this is fucking stupid. Eventually, I did like a couple days after my birthday, and I was lighter. I was never light. Like I've never felt lighter. But
Mhm.
I think it really does like bring out the whole thing of like, um, can you and your partner, especially if you and your partner never really see each other on a regular basis, like if it's always you see each other for a couple hours in a day, you
Mhm.
can't really gauge whether or not you like your partner if you're only around them for 4 hours out of the day. Like
Yeah.
that's really not enough time.
You
So
really gotta
now,
go through them seasons with your person, like,
yeah. So now that
for
y'all spending
real.
24/7 together, it's like, oh, now you're kind of getting to know your partner all over again because they've changed, you've changed, their likes and dislikes are different, their goals are even different. And now you starting to see, okay, well, are we in alignment? Do we want the same shit? So it was like them COVID couples, if y'all made it through COVID, y'all can literally get through anything.
Okay.
I never had a COVID boyfriend. Shit, I barely had a boyfriend, if you really want to be for real. But
That first
say all that to
year
say.
was pretty, I don't wanna say it was smooth, like, I mean, for us, individually, it was cool because me and Anthony didn't have our first real argument until that goddamn wash and dryer incident, and I was, "Oh my god." I was ready to take his head off. Oh my god.
He
But
was
that
gonna
was,
get put
like,
out that day.
almost 2 years into our relationship, so like, we didn't have a lot of reasons to be going back and forth with each other,
Yeah,
and
and what's
then
funny is I met y'all. Y'all were a new couple. Like I started seeing your videos in like April when I got on TikTok. I started seeing your videos. I didn't follow you until like October of that year,
mhm.
and then I started to see, because you and him had been together for at least a year at that point. So y'all, I
Yeah, because I
remember
had my
y'all.
surgery by that point.
Yeah, y'all were like like a new couple still together. So I remember that whole washer and dryer incident. That shit
I was
was
ready to knock
that was
that Negro
wild.
out.
But
But that was our first like real relationship problem. And that's when I learned like I can't be going in on that man. But then, years still went by and I kept saying, I can't go in on him like that. And then I was like, bitch, sometimes you gotta go in on that nigga. But nowadays, we're almost 3 years married, going on 7 years together. I have gotten better. Do I have my moments? Yes. Am I medicated now? Yes. Have I argued with that man recently? No, not really. Now he may feel differently about that because I just talk loud. Talking loud and yelling is two different things.
I
Two
definitely talk
different
loud.
things.
It's not intentional.
For
I said
real.
all that to say though, there was really never a period where you went from one thing to another to another. You went from one thing, one extreme to the next extreme.
We
That's
was
that's
like,
what I
oh, you want to be boyfriend, girlfriend? Okay. You want to be
that's
married? Yeah.
that's what I was getting at with that. But the I said all that to say though, like when she first got married, I say first got married, like she got married 2 or 3 times after that. When she got married, and I found out about it, I literally said, and I didn't know I was foreshadowing nothing, but shit. I literally said, y'all got to protect the bubble that you're building around your marriage, and you have to be very selective of who you let in because a lot of people are not really happy for y'all, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that really don't that really don't want this to work.
And we saw how quickly
And boy, when
she
I said that in June, by July, shit was hitting the fan. And I was like, well, goddamn, I wasn't
feel bad.
expecting to be right that fast. But
For real. But the devil be working, and it don't be people outside your circle. It be the motherfucking
it's
circle that you
always
thought.
hello.
That inner circle was crazy.
That's why I was like, that's why when you were considering, rekindling things with your, um, friend of like 10 plus years, I was just like, I don't know. She kind of has a lot going on.
Understanding.
You're all about peace, and she's the total opposite of the wavelength that you're on.
Mhm.
So you might need to be very careful, especially with her, considering all the things y'all have been through in the past.
What you doing?
y- You
Mhm.
might want to be careful with, letting her into this new chapter of your life. Even your
Mhm.
mom, I was like, anybody that really hasn't shown you.
And that relationship is still like, I mean, what I will say is, since I've been back in Indy, me and her do have phone conversations since my birthday. I ain't even gonna say since I've been in Indy. Since my birthday of this year, we have phone conversations. Like, she'll call me, I'll answer. She'll text me, I'll answer. But like, it's always surface based. But I don't want to talk about body issues, but like, it is still surface based. Like, I can't give her more than that. Mm-mm. I
I
feel
mean,
like
in
you give
some
a mouse a cookie, they take a whole goddamn house.
But
I
I mean,
can't.
some relationships are just surface based relationships, and that's
Mhm.
fine. Like,
That's
even
just
with your
one of
own
them.
people, that's just what that is. But
Mhm.
I mean, I say all that to say though, I'm not in the business of dating somebody who is not in the mindset of wanting to provide. And I think men get so caught up on like providing financially, and that's the fault of society for making them
Yeah.
think that their identity lies within their bank account.
Yeah.
So I hate that for them. And I hate that for because even we reinforce that as well. But we're not looking for y'all to be a financial safety net anymore. We have our means to make our own money. So that's not
And
that's not what we're looking at.
I think men also, because I have the type of husband that if he can't take care of everything, it makes him feel some type of way. I hate that that is a quality that he still carries on, because it's like, yeah, I would love for you to be able to take care of everything, but like, what do you have for yourself at the end? And I think that's when you have to realize sometimes in a relationship, you have to be selfish. You have to be selfish. If not, you're going to live a whole life with this person miserable because you're never going to have time for yourself. Like, my sole purpose of giving him over the head headphones for Christmas, we're in a one bedroom apartment now. Like, we have 3 rooms so we can go into, well, 4 if you count the kitchen. 4 rooms we can go into in this apartment where we don't have to be right under each other. And I was like, sometimes I want you to be able to be zoned out. I want you to not have to hear my voice. I want you to be able to, not have to listen to what I'm listening to on my phone. You know what I'm saying? And I want him to be able to be like, I had a moment today by myself where I just felt, at peace. Not necessarily because I was away from him, but because as a
He was
human,
doing his
you
own
need it.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like today, he went and played basketball. I didn't hit him up not one time and say anything to him because I knew that was his time for himself. And I feel like sometimes as men, they grow up, oh, you gotta provide, you gotta be a man for your family. But then they also have to have emotional intelligence. They also need to be able to lock in with their soul sometimes and just check in and be like, am I cool?
Yeah.
Have I
That
given
part.
all of myself to somebody or given all myself to my family? And what have I done for myself this week? Like, when we moved into this apartment, I implemented Aisha hour. Within Aisha's hour, Aisha doesn't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to the dog. I don't want to see you. And it's not me being selfish. I genuinely have to come home and decompress for my day. I'm constantly around people all day long. So he started doing Anthony's hour. And within those hours, we ain't gotta fuck with each other at all. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't don't ask
Don't
me for
ask me for
shit.
nothing.
For real. And if I just so happen to walk past you in the apartment during my hour, what's up? Hey, I'm about to go in here real quick. I'm gonna get out your way. But it's just, I feel like as men, I hate that they grow up and they're taught like provide, 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 provide,
Be
be a man, be a
devoid of
man, be a man.
emotion. Don't show
Yeah,
any emotion. That women
they're
women don't know
not
how to handle that.
robots.
But it's like I just read a book about it was about a man. It's called Don't Cry for Me. It's about a man who had a gay son, and he was
Mm,
raised he the way he was raised. His people were his people were like um I think like his grandfather was the first person to ever be free.
Mhm.
Like he went when he turned 18, slavery was over had been abolished or whatever. So he was the first generation to ever experience freedom. But there were a lot of ways of thinking and believing, a lot of beliefs and things that were ingrained in him by the time he grew up. So that he was doing the best he could with what he knew.
Mhm.
And so when his daughter went his daughter ended up dying because the man she was with, the character's dad, ended up killing her or whatever. So when they got and this is like the what is this? I think this was like the 40s when he was born. So by like 19 it's had been like the 40s or the 50s. So when he ended up going to live with his grandparents, his granddad was the head of the household. The women weren't allowed to have a voice. That's just kind of how that was. And the
Mhm.
men were not allowed to have emotions. So their version of love was just simply providing. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all. So when he had a gay son, when his son started to exhibit emotions toward men that you would normally exhibit towards women, he didn't know how to handle that. Eventually he came to terms with it, but he still didn't know how to show emotion towards his son. He didn't know what that was like. So he wrote a series of letters to his son expressing that and kind of telling his story.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I never want a person to feel like they can't be emotional in front of me. Cause shit, everybody got you a human first. Yeah, everybody cries. You got to get it out some kind of way. Otherwise, you gonna go around and it's gonna start to manifest itself in other ways.
Mhm.
And I'd be damned if it manifests itself in the way of you trying to get loud with me or you putting your hands on me because you don't have another outlet or another way to express your emotions. So I hate that for them that some men were raised with that type of mindset.
Yeah. And then this is one thing that I cannot stand that people do with their kids. Um, if a kid is too loud, right? Like, say a kid is always singing, they always got a tune in their heart. Every time you look up, this kid is just in their room just carrying on. Shut up! I don't want to hear all that singing. Now you quieting the kid. Now the kid
Mhm.
has no type of like joy within, you know, and that that can stick on people in many different ways. That means a person could probably go through life and every time they yelled at, they shrink down. Every time they get yelled at, that could possibly mean that they lash out because they're immediately thinking, I need to be on defense. And it's like that shit can fuck up somebody's whole entire life. It's like you just got to let people be them sometimes.
Mhm.
And I'm not a man, so I can't speak for a man, but I know as a girl who grew up with a mother who wasn't like the most affectionate, like hugs and high fives and things like that. Like she didn't really do all those things, like it was the whole thing. But what I'm trying to say is I was a happy kid, yes, but I also was a kid that understood that you can only act certain ways around certain people because certain people are going to dim your light. They're going to dim who you are.
Yeah.
So when I got with Anthony, this man literally to this day he will tell people she listens to me. She hear me. Like if he talking, I am listening. I'm want to know what's
All
going on
ears.
with you. Yeah, he never had that. So like for him, our transitions were so quick is because he's like, okay, if I tell her this, whatever this is, she gonna listen to me. And then if I tell her I want to be her husband, I want to make her a wife, I'm listening to him because he ain't just saying it just for the fuck of it. Nah, that man's saying that shit
And he
because like
wants this.
yeah, he's so serious about that. So I feel like that transcends like how someone will move the rest of their life. Like if you're with somebody and they're constantly putting you down, even if it's by like a slight, like friends, for instance, we used to be in a big ass friend group, and I felt like sometimes there was a lot of cattiness going on,
Yeah.
and it was like underlining, I don't want to call it jealousy. I don't think it was jealousy, but like underlying mean girl mentalities. So it's like if you constantly getting put down, it's like, what the fuck am I here for? Like, why would I deal with this? Well, I ain't gotta deal with this. Like, mm-mm. So I tell him all the time, if I'm doing something that you don't like, you tell me immediately, because I don't want this shit to come up in an argument a week from now, a month from now, a
Yeah.
year from now. Well,
And
you
men good
remember
with
on
doing that
Christmas,
shit. They will definitely bring some up.
for real,
Well, what about when you did this 3 months ago? I don't even remember what you're talking about. Now you're gaslighting me because you
for
know I don't
real.
remember that. And at this point, you could be making it up. I don't know.
It gives. Please stay on topic. That's the thing
Like
I
we're
end up
talking about
doing.
what you did 3 seconds ago. We're not
Right.
talking about nothing that happened 3 years ago, three months ago, no, 3 seconds ago. What did you just do? Because now
Yeah.
I feel like you're trying to avoid taking accountability. And I don't like
Mhm.
that shit. Speaking of accountability, Peach McIntyre.
This
Um,
Ricky person, I feel like you should probably mute this person at your chat. They're asking why are we still on live, and then his last thing said, "Bro, stop, gang," and we're literally just talking.
I seen that. He's gonna get blocked in a second.
Yeah, Mr. Rick, you gonna have to get up out of here. If you don't want to
Um,
listen, that's cool, but mm-mm. Uh-uh.
Peach McIntyre is a woman who is literally accountability is not a thing. She's literally letting this whole influencer mess get to her head.
Oh, it's definitely in her head hard.
And the fact that you I saw the video where Queen Leora was giving Peach her props. I remember seeing that video. I think she was
The
doing
one
like
where
a
she said Madam T.J. Walker when she was talking about that initially.
yeah, but there was a video that she made when people were sending CPS to Peach house. She did say
Hmm.
she was a good mom. I remember seeing
Yeah,
that video. I
I
think it was
remember
like
that.
a wig promo or like some type of vlog she was doing, but I remember her vividly saying
Yeah.
that she's a good mom, like all other bullshit aside, she makes sure that her kids are provided for.
Hmm.
But that is more to being a good mom than doing that though.
Yeah, you gotta be there, and we don't never really see her with her kids for real.
Like Queen Leora, like Leora, we don't always see her baby. We don't always see that. But um
J3 be taken care of though.
but she makes it her business to make sure that he ain't out here just, with anybody.
Mhm.
Um I really hate the fact that people think that good parenting comes from you just providing the basics that you're supposed to provide. You're supposed to make sure that your kids have what they need to survive because you brought them here. So that does not make you a good parent.
Yeah,
Because anybody can do that. Anybody can do the basic shit.
that's just like a nigga to say, "Oh, I'm paying my child support. I'm there for my kid." No, you ain't seen that motherfucker in about 3 years, motherfucker. Like, you ain't doing shit. You don't FaceTime the kid. You don't come. You live right up the street, and you don't even. If you seen the motherfucker out in the Publix, you wouldn't even go and say hi. You don't provide for your kid, buddy. Mm-mm. You're doing that by force, not by choice. Okay. Mm-mm.
That's like my brother. My brother has three girls. And his old now his if there's any baby mama of his that deserves um oh, I was eating an oatmeal bar. Anyway, if there's any baby mama of his that deserves to act a ass on social media or that should be putting him on blast, it is it is definitely his first baby mama
Mm-hmm.
because he was not helping. My brother was 18 years old, selfish as a motherfucker, still selfish as a motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
was not helping her take care of the kid. My mom was the one doing everything, and that's a whole other topic with moms and their sons.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole other
That's a
conversation.
whole other conversation, okay? But my mom was doing everything mostly. When his daughter had his first and second birthdays and stuff like that, this from me and your dad. No, because if a motherfucker can get out here and sell their shoes and sell a
Mhm.
little weed and they can, go pawn shit at the or whatever they do, they can take that money and go buy their child a fucking gift. Your child's birthday is the same day every year.
Yep.
There is no excuse. Why is it if your mama can go buy a gift and your sisters can go buy a gift and her mama can throw her a birthday party knowing that her birthday is the same day every year, you can do the same motherfucking shit. You can give your daughter some money. But I would rather don't just throw money at everything. Go physically buy her something. Because
Yeah.
that shows that I know my child. I know what my child likes. I know what you know what I'm saying? When you
Mm.
go and you physically go buy something, there's more of an effort that you have to put into it and it shows.
Yep.
So my my brother likes to use thing of I take care of my kids. I send them money. I do da 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 da. Currency to kids is time. It'll always be time. And that girl don't care about no damn Jordans that you bought her when she
For
was
real.
fucking two. That girl like light up shoes. That's why you don't buy kids Jordans at two.
Yeah, I this girl that I used to be close with named Jasmine. She got 2 kids now with her husband, and she got into it recently, like a couple months ago, with somebody, and they was like, "Oh, that's why your kids ain't got name brand shoes on." She said, "I go to Walmart, I go to Target, I go to Ross, I go to all these places because when my kids come home from daycare and school, sometimes they look like they played in fucking mud. Why would I go and spend $100+ on shoes that my kids gonna
Literally.
destroy? I'm not crazy." So I was like, that makes sense. She was like, but them clothes though, they gonna last me. They gonna last my kid. They those some good ass shoes. I can't stand no name brandy ass bitch. Like, girl,
I
please.
can't stand a motherfucker that think that name brands is what makes them a parent. Bitch, I
Right.
can go buy a name brand shoe.
Mm-hmm.
That don't
That
mean
shoe
a fuck
don't
thing.
mean
That means
nothing.
nothing. I will gladly put my kid in some Walmart brand shoes, especially knowing that they're gonna mess them up.
Yep.
If I know that my kids are, first of all, they're like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. They don't care shit about a name brand. They want
Yeah,
light up shoes.
for real. They want shoes with their favorite character on
They
it.
want
Like,
a Batman, a Spider Man,
mm-hmm.
a Blippy shoe. Like what the fuck?
I have high school students right now. You know what those Sunny Angels are? Like those little Sunny Angel toys. I
Never
got
heard of them.
kids. Well, I just recently got to touch one, and they're cute. They're just like little. I think I want to say Asian toys, but anyways, point being, those kids was like my teenagers in my high school classes was literally like, Miss Aisha, I don't even want anything. I have everything I would want already. I just want more Sunny Angels. I was like, what is a Sunny Angel? She came to class the next day and she showed me, and I'm like, oh, this? She's like, yeah, they're like real cheap. I'm like, oh, okay, that's easy. And then you got parents out here that go and do the works. And I'm sure there's kids that's grateful for all this, but like they just want Sunny Angels. They want something with K-pop demon hunters on it. Like they
Literally.
they want a subscription to Netflix so that they can watch their favorite television show with their friends. Like they don't give a fuck about all this. And then you got kids that grew up with parents that only put them in name brand stuff, that only gave them name brand things. And it's like, okay, but like realistically, when your kid go to school, they're gonna have to interact with other kids that don't have as much. So don't make your child, feel like they're like brand whores and stuff. I'm not trying to call kids whores, but like for lack of better words, don't make them obsessed with something that if they go to school, their counterparts, if they don't have it, that don't mean look down on them. Don't talk down on them. Cause then you got
Don't
bullies
make
in
them labor
school.
whores as adults because that's what ends
Yeah.
up happening. Kids get put in name brand things as kids, and that's all they know. And it's because of status. Their parents want to make it seem like they got it.
Mhm.
And some parents do have it, and that ain't no dig at no parent.
Yeah.
If you got it, then by all means, put your kids in it, right?
That
If that's
reminds me
what
of
you
that
choose to
song.
do.
If you got it, on it.
Seriously. Um, if you got it, put your kids in it. But at the same time, some kids go around being bullies to other kids because they don't have it. Because their
My
parents don't they don't make the same amount of money to put them in name brand things. Hell, your parents barely got the money to afford it. They dipping in their rent money
For
to buy
real.
them damn shoes. But you're a kid, so you don't know that.
For real.
You don't know the sacrifices that go into um getting you those name brand things. But I just feel like when they're learning how to walk, there's no need for you to put them in a pair of Jordans. There's no need for you to put them in a pair of like $100, $200 shoes when they can't even walk in them. A
Yeah.
basic little shoe will do you just fine.
I remember one year, my niece, I want to say this was Kayla. No, this was Poe. Poe, the youngest one. Her birthday in 2 days. But Poe was like, TT, I just want some shoes. And I was like, what kind of shoes, Pooh? She said, I want some like the princesses, the princess heels. You know them little the little kid, little girl, fake heels, little plastic ones. So we was like, that's it. Pooh was like, mm-hmm. Girl, Pooh walked around for months. And she ran them little shoes into the ground. And I was like, that's all she wanted. She didn't want nothing else. Like that, like obsessed with these damn shoes for months. And I'm
And I'm
like,
like,
sometimes just listen. Just listen to your kid.
literally.
They're gonna tell you exactly what they're wanting. And sometimes it's not always expensive. Now, my little cousin Devonna has a very bougie appetite. Baby girl loves her
That girl
seafood
said, "You got
boils.
your child support?"
For real. Vanna don't be caring about nothing. Listen, do you got it or not? Are we gonna be able to go to the store and get that or not? Like,
I am weak.
so I can respect when a kid is just like, I'm just regular, you know. I like regular stuff. I had a kid the other day tell me if they eat hot dogs for raw. And I just looked at this kid and I'm like, you know you can warm them up, right? Actually, I think you're supposed to warm them up. And they was like, no, we just like them straight out the pack. It's like bologna. I
I
said,
know
no, it's not.
somebody that used to do that shit, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Why are you eating them raw? You nasty bitch! Why are you doing that?
They gonna catch. They gonna get
Don't
some.
catch fucking salmonella.
I think this
These
person's name
goddamn raw ass hot dogs."
Ishma. Somebody said hi. Hey.
Hello,
I think I don't know how to say that person's name. But hey, welcome to the chance.
but I said I'd like to say though, Peach McIntyre is not a good parent because she takes
Mhm.
care of her kids and gives her kids clothes and shoes. I feel like you having multiple children is irresponsible, especially when you were struggling to take care of the ones that you had originally.
Mhm.
And not only, and she's just getting drugged left and right. Her brother, what's her name? Leora's brother drugged her, and I watched that video and I just said, "Whoa."
He cleared her.
I'm
He
talking
cleared
about
her.
wipe the floor to the point where you're not gonna get your brother. No, cause see, you big badass Peach.
She had put in her video. She was like, what did she say? She was like, he didn't get on my ass. He was talking about my teeth. And I love my teeth. I like my smile. And I'm like, Pete, shut up. Like, please. Please be
Girl,
so
he
for
did get
real.
on your ass, and then well, I don't know who said it, but somebody said, first of all, peaches don't grow in patches.
Mhm. Was that Tia?
It might have been Tia Kim. She said, "Bitch, you ain't been a peach since you was 12. You more of a pumpkin." I said, "Well."
Tia went in, okay?
I
She
don't know why people feel like Tia Kemp is the person to even do stuff like that with. I don't understand that. I don't know why y'all think that that lady is. If I'm gonna get a cursing lesson from anybody, I'm gonna ask her, "Hey, show me how you." I mean, cause she be cussing.
my Aunt Barbara talks like Tia Kemp to this day. Like if you said something to my Aunt Barbara, she ain't like she's clearing you in a heartbeat. And it's not she's not even gonna yell while doing it. She talks like say somebody said, Barbara, I don't fuck with you. Well, you stupid ass motherfucking bitch. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck about you, your bloodline, your mama, your daddy, your motherfucking ass. Like my auntie would go the fuck in. And she would just be sitting there looking dead at you like, and I dare you to say something. Like, please say something to me. I love a good cuss
Because
out.
I already gathered you and unraveled you, so there's really nothing more for you to say. So you can
For
just shut the
real.
fuck up.
Like clear. Like my mama, the way my mama can like cuss somebody out, it needs to be studied. That it's different. It's really different. My grandmama, now my grandmama, her comebacks as she got older, they get they ain't aging well with her, but it
As you
still
get
hit
older, they kind of you ain't as sharp as you used to be. They get a
for
little
real.
weak. Sometimes you lose your touch, but
But she'll
mm,
still go in on your ass. And it's like those are the time. That's how you know Tia probably grew up with older people, cause the way that she goes in on people.
I thought about
Um,
that. You either grew up around older people who,
mhm.
and you listened to how they read people down and you picked up on that, or you were being bullied a lot. So you had to
You
do one of
had
two
to.
things. You had to
Mhm.
either cry, you was running home crying and getting your ass beat, or you were just saying whatever came to mind and they would leave you the fuck alone.
Yep.
It was one of the two. But I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with these influencers and them feeling like they are a celebrity.
Yeah. That reminds me. Do you watch Kelly Sweet? Probably not.
I don't know what that is.
Alexa,
Never
stop.
heard.
She was a big YouTube. Well, still, she still is a big YouTuber, but she was really popular back in Nessa. I forgot what Nessa's, but like Nessa, she was in that Ricky, all of them, Denzel, Dion, like in that era of YouTubers when DDG, Kennedy, Simone, all them was coming up. So Kelly had put out a vlog, I want to say like a day or two ago. And in it, she was showing you how she's an influencer currently, going to these parties, all these parties and stuff like that. She was like, "What I've learned about influencers," she said, "all these bitches is fake. Everybody
Mhm.
wants to be famous. Everybody wants to, you don't come to these parties like they want us to and connect. It's, oh well, how many followers do you got?" And she was like, "I'm looking at these people like, excuse me, like, hello, my name is Kelly. What's your name?" The fuck? She was like, people at the parties that she was at for these brand events, there was like a literal groups of girls standing around together talking because of each other's status. She was like, don't nobody want no real connection. She basically was saying like, these days the people that are coming up in the influencer world, they're all plastic. They're all fake. Everybody's
Mhm.
fake.
I
And
could believe it.
it makes me think like, I know I don't want to become that big to where I'm in a room full of people and I'm like, "Mm, I don't feel like I'm supposed to be in this room, because if I'm in that room, if God put me in that room, I must have meant to be in that room. But if I'm in there and I'm questioning, nah, this wasn't for me. There had to be some
But
signs
this
telling
is
me I wasn't supposed to be up in
but
there."
this is the thing, right? I've been watching this one girl since like 2020, right? When I thought seriously about going to law school and seriously considering the legal field in general, I started to do my research and I started to follow people who were going to give me an idea of what it's like to practice law, what it's like to be a lawyer. And I finally figured out, obviously, I finally made a decision on how I wanted to approach the legal field without making such a huge commitment. Whatever. But I've been watching this girl since 2020. Had she quit her now she was getting the views too because she was like documenting her life in law school. So she graduated law school in 2019 and she was a baby lawyer at the time going into her legal career during COVID. So she worked at like worked in employment law. Um and she was like, I think that I want to quit my job because I don't have the support that I wanna have, and, like, they don't think that this could really take off. I have my own business, but I wanna bet on myself, and so the next week, next vlog, she's like, "I quit my job," and we were like, "Whoa." It wasn't a surprise, but ever since then, she has found herself in rooms and in spaces that she probably would have never dreamed of.
Mhm.
3 or 4 years into her being a business owner, she moved to New York. She moved to New York like 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So 3 years after graduating law school, or no, 4 years after graduating law school, and 3 years after quitting her job, she is making a decent amount of money, and she's like, I think I'm gonna move to New York because I think this is gonna be a better opportunity for me. I think I can get more brand deals, this, that, and the third, and documented the whole process. She had been waiting to move for a long time. Like, I've been watching her since literally watched this girl go on a journey of being a lawyer, working in that environment for a year or so, realizing that I actually don't like to work in this type of environment, and I would rather do freelance or independent work, still in the legal field, but not in this way. And I want to take a chance on myself.
Mhm.
And she's had her moments of imposter syndrome where she's felt like she's not supposed to be in there.
Yeah,
But I
imposter
think
syndrome is wild as fuck.
but I think what it boils down to is knowing when things are actually aligned, or like when things actually align with you, and certain events actually are for you, and when they're not. And I
Mhm.
think that a lot of these people, like the influencers of 10, 15 years ago, are a different breed.
Yeah.
I think they were truly seeking connection and networking and things like that. And
It
then
was
today,
authentic and you can tell.
yeah, you could definitely tell. But today, everybody's just trying to sell you something. Everybody just wants to be
Mhm.
on a bandwagon. I personally, I've had people say, I watched your reviews and I bought this fragrance because you said it was good. I could tell it was real and that you really liked it.
Yeah.
I can't sell something and lie to you. I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's not in me to do. And I don't ever want to get to a point where um it's a situation I where people feel like I'm not authentic enough.
Yeah,
And
that's why I
sometimes
stopped doing TikTok shop stuff. Like I buy from TikTok shop, but it's probably after weeks of me seeing shit. Like them boots that I got, I have them in two colors. I did one video about it. I'm like, okay, y'all, these are like actually good boots. Like I actually wear these to work. They're comfortable, And it's like I stopped doing those TikTok shop things because it's like I felt like I was getting too much. I'm over consuming at this point, and I felt like my audience was like, okay, now like what's what's happening here? Is this an infomercial? Is this NPR? Like, mm-mm. I didn't like
not
that feeling.
NPR, more like NPR is National Public
This
Radio.
motherfucker said, "Hurry up and fight."
You want QVC.
Yeah,
I
QVC. Like I didn't like that feeling.
I wouldn't I feel like there's a way to do TikTok shop, because there are a lot of people whose their page is solely TikTok shop. And that's
Mhm.
fine. If that's what it is, and that's fine. That's what they come to you for.
Lala.
Yeah, she's all about TikTok shop now. That's
Yeah,
all
but
she
she
does.
she got two pages. She got one page where it's like her TikTok shop stuff, and then her other one is um like lifestyle with her and her son and stuff like that. But yeah, and she's teaching people like this is how you grow on TikTok. This is how you grow on social media, which is cool. Girl, get your bag. But it's an art. It's definitely an art to do that.
I feel like there's a way to do it without being because I was doing TikTok shop for a while too, and the views were there. People were viewing it, but I don't think
Yeah.
anybody was actually I think I only made like one somebody purchased something one time from me from TikTok shop, and that was like them little minis, the body glaze minis. But if I'm gonna do TikTok shop, if I'm gonna dabble in TikTok shop, I want it to be something that I'm gonna actually use, something that actually makes sense. I don't even look at the little invites they be giving me
Girl, me
on
neither.
TikTok shop, because a lot of that stuff is like I don't even use.
You ain't seen my page and I talked about not one supplement. Now, why would I do why would I
Why would
why
I
would I
do that?
take some tough supplements and then tell my audience, go buy this? I don't know. One thing that I have prided myself on, I am not going to try to sell a supplement or sell a medication to my audience. I do not want to do that because hell, my body don't do well with new medications or new supplements and things like that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that to my audience.
But
Like,
anybody can
mm-mm,
make a supplement or a vitamin and put anything in it. That's one of those
mm-mm,
things where from what I've heard, it's not a regulated thing. So like
uh-uh.
anybody can get out here and make a supplement and throw any type of claim on it.
You ain't about to put nothing in my
I
asshole, man.
I'm just not about what? I am just not about to sell a what the fuck was where did you even anyway?
Have you been seeing those videos where people are like, I hope that today that you bend over and you find an envelope full of money and somebody put their tongue in your ass. I don't know why my brain went
I tried to ease past it,
you wanted to
but what the fuck?
know. Oh my god.
I
That's where my brain went. I'm sorry.
that is wild. But like I don't mind doing TikTok shop, but when I use something, my thing with doing TikTok shop is I don't want it to come off as an ad. And I think
Yeah.
sometimes some of the hooks that people be using is like, okay, this is an ad. And then
Mhm.
TikTok has made it to where like it's not enjoyable to be on the app anymore.
Yeah, it's every fucking if I go on TikTok shop right TikTok right now, I'm gonna see a fucking ad. Oh my god. Oh, I hate that shit. Oh my god, I hate it with a fucking passion. It's like, is this fucking am I on TikTok or am I on a fucking commercials like real? Like what the fuck is this?
I think they need to have a separate feed for TikTok shop
Just TikTok
videos.
shop. Yes. Yes.
That's what I think
Like
they need to do.
Flip is becoming more like TikTok, but the thing about Flip is you can switch between shop videos and like regular feed videos because you have people that's on there that's like cooking, they're showing off their skill and things like that. And then after 30 days, as long as you post it every single day for 30 days, you can get into their rewards program and you can get money off of your views. Flip is cool. It is cool. However, they still want you to buy from their app. You gotta buy, I think, like 3 products in order to qualify by the end of that 30 days, and if not, it resets itself. So if you miss a day, it resets. It's like, well, damn, I done posted for 14 fucking days. I done posted for 25 days. Like, bruh, like, please. But I just feel like social media has become a big show off. Like, I don't like that part about social media. I don't give a fuck that much. Mm-mm. Now, the new year, I do plan on being more consistent. I do plan on being more consistent. This year, I just, oh my God, there was a lot of factors that stopped me from doing that. But like, I have connected with some real women this year on social media. I've been able to do quite a bit, honestly. I can't even lie. Like, I've been able to do quite a bit, but I'm also growing another page, like my TikTok page for my weight loss. That's doing pretty well. But but I'm trying to convert it all to YouTube. I'm in the business of making long form content right now, and that's the move I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get monetized by summer of 2026 for YouTube for my Aisha's Life channel.
I'm trying to grow on YouTube and get to at least 1,000. So if I post more consistently with shorts, but really more long form videos,
Definitely long form.
that's what I
Definitely.
really want to get into. So I'm trying to figure out how the hell I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do like a long form video of like my yearly like my favorite products of the year.
I was thinking about doing that. I can do that tomorrow. I ain't doing shit.
I think I'm gonna film that. We need to do our accomplishment
Well, if you're
video.
not leaving your house tomorrow, we definitely could do that.
I don't plan on leaving my house. I wasn't planning on leaving my house on Thanksgiving, but my sister was like, "Well, I'm gonna make some cabbage and some chicken and macaroni," and I'm like, "Yep, coming to your house."
Right. Come pick me up. Right. Actually, before you prep, come get me.
Facts.
Like, I want to be in the building as it's fresh. But all I'm making is potato soup tomorrow. So I'll get up and I'm going to film. I'm going to definitely film in the morning. Well, morning into the afternoon. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna do my things I've tried in 2025 video,
Hmm.
and then
Ooh. My year end wrap up is going to be cool because I mean, I've actually done a lot this year. I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of did.
no, you didn't. I just want.
I really did though. Then, like work wise, I was thinking about like work wise on how like I'm learning a lot. Like I, even though the circumstances of me and my lead teacher, it was interesting there for a while. I have to say, like, she still is a really good resource. Like, me and her, our random one-on-ones are so interesting. I get a lot of value from her. And I think growing up, I've always been able to have the opportunity to be around women that, like, I can learn from. And I'm like, I'm
Good
just
or
such a
bad?
sponge. Yeah, like for real. I'm such a sponge right now, and I'm really, really appreciative for that. Like, I am learning so much for real. She keeps telling me, why don't you just, just become a fax teacher? Like, I think you would be great at that. I'm like, no, I know what we doing here. But ECC is the angle that I that's not a thing I want to go. So that's what does ECC stand for? Extra core no. Something core curriculum. I don't want to say early core curriculum. That doesn't make sense.
I think you could
Extended core curriculum, I think.
I think you could be a good fax teacher. The reason why you feel like it's not something you want to do is because of how she runs her classroom.
Hmm.
There's a
Hmm.
lot more to family and consumer science than just cooking shit. Cooking things is easy,
That's
but
the smallest part. Yeah.
there's a lot that you can do with that. There's sewing, there's teaching them how to tie a tie, there's teaching them how
Hmm.
to clean a home properly. Like there's a
Hmm.
lot that goes into that. So I think you could do that. You can do them both, honestly. They kind
Yeah.
of go hand in
They
hand.
go hand in hand, cuz extended core curriculum, that's all areas, but my focus, I definitely want to focus that more into daily living skills. So that's why going to school and getting my low vision therapy license, that makes more sense to me after getting my bachelor's in education. So, I still got 5 years of school ahead of me, but I'm almost done with the first year. That's the way I'm looking at it. Shit, I'm almost done with the English the not the English, the winter courses. So technically, I'm almost done with my first year of school. Technically, I'm halfway there. Shit, but I'm thinking, but I still have hella time to figure all that out. I definitely do,
Yeah, we got you got time. You'll
for
figure it
real.
out.
Cause I know blind and low vision students is who I want to work with. That has never wavered. It's just like, what do I want to do? Somebody in one of my comments one time was like, I don't understand why you just want to be a elementary teacher. I said I never wanted to just be an elementary teacher. I want to teach all ages of students between K through 12. But at what capacity? I'm not about to just box myself into science or math or English. I'm not going to do that. Hell no. Mm-mm. Would that be practical? Yeah. But the growing amount of kids in Indiana that have blindness as a disability, that number is constantly growing because people are constantly having birth defects, and we're always gonna have people with birth defects. That's just how the luck of the draw works, you know?
I think if you were a traveling VI teacher,
They make thick cash.
that would be your best bet because
Mhm.
my teacher, the lady that used to teach me braille and come to help like um make assignments more um accessible or whatever. That's what she did. She traveled to different schools across, but she was in the FWC. She was in Fort Wayne Community Schools District though, I think. So it
Mhm.
wasn't, so she only worked within the district, but still she was able to go and like travel to other kids and
Yeah.
help them out. So
See,
I
with
think,
that, I would need a driver. I would
yeah,
have
that's
to
true.
hire me a driver, like taking an Uber. Like if I have a kid that's on the north side and I need to be all the way out south, and I got to do that within 45 minutes, and it's uh, Ubers and Lyfts, chat. That's gonna get real expensive. And
Yeah.
if I got to see like 6 kids in one day, mm-mm, I don't know about that one. Uh-uh. That sounds like it's gonna be expensive.
That's the only part about doing it is like, yeah, the money is good, but is it enough money where I could pay for a driver and still have enough money to be able to pay my bills at the
Because
end of
right now, I believe blind and
it.
low vision teachers are making like 25 an hour. Um, and
Mm.
that's not tenure teachers. That's just starting pay. or working in a specialized school. So it's decent money, you know.
That's not bad. But
Yeah.
if you were a traveling teacher,
You can make up to like 29 to 35 an hour. Well, 29 to 35. Um, yeah, 29 35 an hour. Yeah, I said that right.
so if it's on the lower end of the spectrum, 29 an hour times 52 is, I don't know, because I'm not gonna do the math. But on the
You're I when we had to do my what class was that? Career development class. I had to research the amount the teachers in the state of Indiana make. And for a specialized teacher, for a special ed teacher, I think it starts at like 43 to 63,000 just here in this state alone. And that depends on different certifications that you have, different trainings that you have, different, it really depends on what your qualifications are and your experience level. But on the high end, there are teachers here in the state of Indiana that are making 100K, but that's not, every specialized teacher. You got to be, doc not even I would say the doc like a doctorate in that area. Um but yeah, on the low end, I'm making about 40. On the high end, I'm making about 53, 55,000 a year.
That's
So,
really, that sucks, man. Because that,
yeah.
for all this, y'all want me to go get three more pieces of paper and only pay
Mhm.
me a few more $1,000.
And then to top it all off, being like working in education, we probably we're making probably the lowest. That's why people always say, there's no money in education. Because if you ask me, teachers should at least be capping in at a minimum 75K.
Minimum.
Minimum. Because we are literally like, people get mad at teachers because their kids don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. They don't know how to tie their shoes. Well, you were supposed to teach your kid that before they got to kindergarten. I'm not here to teach that. But if it does come up in the lesson, if my student doesn't know how to, or they're struggling, as the parent, you're leaning on to us to teach them fully. But it's like, no, you supposed to teach your kid this dude. You're supposed to teach your kid these things. Why am I having to teach your kid how to read? Your kid should have already came in already knowing how to read
Know how
certain
to do that.
words. Yeah, like
Right.
why am I asking your child what's their name and they saying Twan Twan? Nigga, what's your name? Twan Twan. What's your name? Big money. Like, like let's be so for real. Like people, the way that they are like teaching their kids at home is through an iPad. Oh, let me put on Miss Rachel for you. Miss Rachel can't teach your kid the fundamentals of being a good person out in this world. Like you
No,
have to teach
seriously.
them stuff at home.
I think
So
65 to 75K is a
it's
good
fair.
starting point for
It's
a teacher,
fair.
because when you look at the things that they're having to learn, that, and I know that a lot of people will be like, well, anybody can be a teacher.
Mm-mm.
No, they can't.
Not at
There
all.
is a certain level of skill that you have to have when it comes. Yeah, yeah, anybody can get the degree and anybody can get the education, sure. But having a degree in something doesn't make you qualified. You can still be
Mm-mm.
very much incompetent. There is a
Very.
level of emotional um intelligence, and there's a level of like dealing with people um that you have to have in
Yeah.
order for you to be a teacher, especially when you're dealing with kids, because you are basically helping to mold their mind, essentially. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel like y'all should be fairly compensated. Now, you're not now, nobody said pay you like a lawyer,
But pay
because
is fair.
but at least pay them a wage where they're not just surviving out here. God damn. What the
Uh,
fuck is
there
$43,000?
there's some teachers at my job that literally are doing like DoorDash and Instacart on the side.
I know it.
Literally.
I know a
Like,
teacher that was like, I feel like there are teachers at my high school that worked a weekend job so that they can have enough money to make their ends meet, because they're salaried. So like my
yeah,
check gonna be the same
every single time.
every single time, no matter what it is, gonna be the same every single time. So like there's no,
And
I need to
as a
get supplementary.
paraprofessional, I get vacation time. Teachers don't get vacation time. So you have to think of that as well. Because think about it. We have winter break, fall break, Thanksgiving break, spring break, and summer. So technically, they do get 5 times in the year off. But
Yeah.
a teacher can't just say, "I want to use my vacation time." They don't have that. They like not in my organization. They don't. So a teacher could say, "I would like to take some personal time out." They have personal time, comp time, and sick time, but they can't accrue vacation. And it's fucked up. They should be able to say mid school year, listen, I need 2 weeks off. Please. Like,
Uh,
please accept this. Which that means that they would have to get somebody to cover that for 2 weeks if it's not medical. But like they just teachers they get put through a lot for real. IEPs is no joke, okay? That whew, that is no joke. I've seen how sometimes we get new students and them IEPs from previous schools just look like jibber jabber. It's just a lot of information that tells us absolutely nothing at all. So it's something, man. It's something. I ain't saying we gotta make 200K a year or something, but like, please just pay teachers what they're worth. Like educators, we're gonna always need someone to teach the youth. We're
Kids is
gonna
always gonna
always
be
need
here.
that. Yeah. So it's like just if y'all gonna raise some shit, Trump, are you listening? If y'all gonna raise some shit, raise the salaries for a teacher and classroom paraprofessionals, occupational therapists, speech therapists, please. We deserve it.
I feel like teachers 65 to 75K, paraprofessionals, like you should be making at least 50K a year to start.
Hell, I would even say 40. Like low end 40, 45. That'd be nice.
45 to 55, somewhere in that ballpark, because I think you do have to account for experience. So
Mm-hmm.
40 to 55K at least. You
And
have to
that's
account
not
you have
too
to account
much.
for experience. And
Mm-hmm.
then like if you're having like
And mind you,
behavioral
we're
therapists and things like that, they need to be paid accordingly too.
yeah, now mind you, we always have to do professional development. Professional development never stops as an educator. Like you're constantly having to learn what's new. You're constantly having to adjust the way that you're teaching because laws change, curriculums change, things go completely outdated and it's like we can't keep teaching them that. Everything is always switching up in the education realm. So it's like if we're constantly having to keep learning ourselves, we should be fucking compensated for that. Like for real.
Oh, seriously.
Cause we be we be going through it.
Lawyers get compensated for it. Lawyers have to constantly go to CTE, continuing education
Hmm.
classes, like every few years. And but see, a law degree pays for itself because it's one of those things where you could do a lot with it. When you have a
Hmm.
degree like that, like you can get pretty much any damn job because you have a specific knowledge that nobody else has.
Hmm.
My phone died, didn't it? Hold on.
No, I can hear you.
Okay, no, it didn't. The other phone died. Didn't we been on here how long?
I don't know. I can't
An
see that
hour.
from my side.
Oh, 1 hour, 37 minutes. We finna get off here. But yeah, I just feel like if people going if you're gonna require teachers to get all this like different type of certifications and you want them to have XYZ, then you just need to pay people. That's really all it is. And I feel like uh I don't know, I feel like it'll never happen. That's why you have to go into education with the passion for it, because you gotta know the
Hmm.
pay is not there.
Hmm. That's why there's so many teachers that do social media now because it's like somebody gonna pay me to be setting up this goddamn classroom. Somebody gonna see my worth here. And sometimes working in education is one of those things you give, you give, you give, you give, you give, and you don't get a lot back to
Mm-hmm.
you. But the reward at the end of that school year is knowing that your students you did the best that you could do to teach those kids. Now, if they go to the test, them state tests, and they're flunking and they're failing the state test, okay, next school year we gonna refigure some shit. We gonna figure this all out. But
Right.
that's where administration has to lean into you and help you figure out how are we gonna get these kids to learn it. How are we gonna get them to understand the concepts of these curriculums and all that good stuff. But that. it's that type of job like you well, I guess career. You have to literally want it. You have to literally want that. And for me, that's something I want. I love being able to teach. I love being able to feel like I'm needed. And because of that, education works for me. But oh man, I know I got some years ahead of me. Some frustrating, some good, the bad, like all of it. And I'm excited personally.
I'm
I'm definitely
excited to
excited.
see what my career field yields, to see if it's something that I could, if I want to pursue, if I want to go further in it. Being a paralegal, I think is a good start to entering into law
Oh yeah.
because it's almost the same workload as the lawyer. You're
Hmm.
just not arguing the case, but you're
Yeah.
doing the research and you're having to talk to the clients, and you can do, there are certain things that you can do um that lawyers would be, certain things that lawyers could do there, you can do that as well as a paralegal. So you're having to, it's really a fancy way of saying a secretary essentially.
Yeah.
So well, I mean, we'll see how that works out for me. See if anybody would, because I can go and have all the education, and then people be like, well, we don't know how we can accommodate you.
And that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit.
So there's that. But people, we've been on here for an hour and a half, and I want to say I'm gonna do this again, but
We'll do it again. We'll be
I
back.
I can't lie to you.
She's
Um,
lying.
this is why I don't bring her ass over here
Do
because
your
she
damn
always do
outro,
too
Leah.
much.
Damn.
But I'm gonna see about trying to do this more often, especially in the new year, because live streams I think do help with like watch time and maybe even subscribers too. So
Mhm.
maybe I'll cook something on here. I don't know.
I went live the other day. I only got two people in my chat, but I was just chit chatting the whole time. And I did my skincare routine. It was a 10-minute live stream, but that's over 8 minutes. And anybody else that come back into it and watch it, I mean, they have raw, uncut footage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, over time
Anyways,
they'll get used to you.
I will see y'all tomorrow or the next time.
Bye, y'all.